Welcome to Dump Truck Toolbox. I'm Alan, and today I want to talk to you about changes in my company and a change in my ride. Thanks for joining me on the channel today. Always appreciate it when you tune in. I really see this as a conversation, so please feel free to comment below. If you haven't done so, you could subscribe. But today I want to talk about changes in my company, and then I want to talk about a new truck that I had the chance to drive. My employer of about 2 years was acquired by a larger construction company, and there have been some changes. We've got new logos on the sides of the trucks. I'm not filming on the truck anymore. I haven't been told I can't, but I'm sort of letting the dust settle from the changeover before I bring up that issue. So those are two sort of smaller changes. A lot of what we're doing really has not changed. We're doing the same projects. We're driving the same vehicles. We're working with mostly the same people. There have been a couple of people who've left and a couple who've joined, but nothing major. We have a much larger group of people behind us. We have a safety organization. There's lots of other engineers and project general managers and stuff like that. But those really have not impacted me very much. There have been some positive changes in terms of safety. I wear my helmet much more of the time, and it's a better helmet, a more advanced safety design for the helmet. Wear my vest more often. There's been some changes in the way we operate the dump trucks. We have a new expectation of don't roll the truck while you're rolling the tarp in or out. And that's taken some getting used to, thrown me off my stride a couple times. But they're all good changes. I think it's heading in the right direction. So the biggest unmet expectation on my part has been the rate of change. And so I thought we would jump into the icy cold pond with both feet and struggle and come up for air and go, I'm drowning, and then eventually we'd master it. That really hasn't happened. And so I've had an interesting personal consequence, and everybody's different, so other people might have a different reaction, but I really am looking forward to learning new things and doing things in new and better ways. And so I've been having stress dreams, and that happens to me in life when I get busy or there's something going on that I'm uncomfortable with. And my stress dreams have all been of the, oh no, I forgot, I have a test in class today. And so it's like my mind is saying, okay, we're ready, let's go do something. And it's like nothing's happening. I forgot. One positive thing that happened today had really nothing to do with us being bought out. But I got to drive a new and different type of dump truck. I've had this ongoing saga of, I have a truck that's, I think about 9 years old now. It's a great truck. I love driving it. It's very comfortable. Has great air conditioning, which this time of year is becoming more important. And unfortunately, it's had transmission problems. So it was out for, 6 or 8 weeks, and I got it repaired, worked for a couple of weeks, and then it went down again, and it's still out. So I'm back to driving my 20-year-old truck. My 20-year-old truck yesterday on the way home part of the suspension stopped working appropriately, and so the drop axle tire, when I put the brakes on, it would sort of hop, and so it's out of service. So I came in and I said to my boss, well, what's up? What should I drive? And he surprised me in the most pleasant way possible. He said, well, why don't you drive one of the Quints? Okay, so my favorite truck I have ever driven of all the dump trucks, I'll throw in all the transit buses, and then a couple of moving vans and a couple of moving tractor trailers. My favorite truck has been a Mack Quint dump truck. Now, if you're not in the construction business, you may go, what's a Quint? Quint means 5, and in this case, 5 rear axles. And most larger dump trucks have 2 traction axles, and they have dualies, so they have a total of 4 tires on 2 different axles, so 8 traction tires. The truck I normally drive is called a triaxle, so it's got those 2 traction axles with the total of 8 tires. Then it has 1 drop axle with 2 non-driven tires. They do have brakes on them though. And that was what was giving trouble with my 20-year-old truck the other day. One of the drop axle tires was hopping whenever I put the brakes on. What's a Quint? You have the 2 traction axles, and then you have 3 drop axles. And the reason you have 3 drop axles is so that you can carry more weight. You can only get up to, in our case, just over 60,000 pounds gross vehicle weight with a triaxle, but with a Quint, with those 2 extra drop axles, you can get up over 70,000 pounds. Now, why is a Quint my favorite truck? So there are some practical vehicle dynamics things, there's a set of business things, and then there's an emotional thing. So practical vehicle dynamics. The Quint has a longer wheelbase, and with any type of vehicle, a longer wheelbase tends to make it ride a little smoother. It's also, in my experience, steadier going down the road. It's got more stability left to right. The business side of it, Quints tend to be more profitable for an individual owner-operator or for large construction companies like I work for. A lot full of Quints will move more material cheaper than a lot full of triaxles. Then the emotional reason. First day I was out on my own, I was in a Mack Quint. And it was a great feeling, that sense of, wow, I'm out here, I'm doing stuff, I'm hauling stuff. There's just this emotional connection, sort of like the first car you own, unless it was a really bad experience. You always think fondly of that. And so the first dump truck I drove on my own was a Quint. So today, I was in a Freightliner Quint, big orange cab. The cab is bigger than in my normal triaxles, and by bigger I mean up higher. The mirrors are set up differently, and then it's an almost brand new truck. I think it's a 2024 model truck, if I remember correctly. So it's got well-designed controls and comfortable seat and good technology and all. I was doing some milling early in the day, and I could never figure out where the chute of the milling machine was. It was just like, it's a bigger target they're aiming for, but even so, I couldn't tell how far in front of the milling machine I was. So I unfortunately got some milling sprayed on the back of the tailgate. And then we did some paving, and there, for some reason, lining up on a paving machine is a little more straightforward. But we were in a tight neighborhood, so here I am, trying to remember, okay, start your turn early. Start it even earlier. But had a great time today. Really enjoyed driving the Quint. It'll never be my regular truck. We've got a senior driver who drives it, but one day in a Freightliner Quint is a good day. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. This is Alan, and I look forward to seeing you again soon on the Dump Truck Toolbox.